Welcome to Sports Talk here on WYLN, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns. The Cougars, once again, will play for a district championship, and it's against a familiar foe, Delaware Valley, on the road Friday night. We'll talk about that game a little bit later on, but first we talk about the district semifinal victory over Wilkes-Barre area with head coach Dennis Bookman right after this as Sports Talk continues.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
You know, Blaze Alexander, we understand that individuals win trophies, but teams win championships. From sales
to service.
From maintenance
to major service.
From Mazda to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram to Buick GMC. Good credit or bad, we got your back. So like I said, it takes a team. If you're in the market for a car, stop to the Great Alexander team at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, and we're taking the deals. The other guys won't.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialist, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football here on WYLN. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns, joined once again by the head football coach at Hazleton Area High School, Dennis Bookman. And Coach got a nice victory over Wilkes-Barre area on Friday night in the district semifinals to get you to the district championship coming up this Friday. But we're talking about Friday night's game to start. Before I get too far along, I was told by Coach Joe DeMelfi to let you know that we'll see it in the highlight package. But you had a key stretch in your first drive of that third quarter that got you up 10-0. You had a 3rd and 25, and Coach said that was one of the best plays that he saw called in a long time because he was a big believer that teams look to get it all in one chunk where you guys got it in 10 to 15 and then run after the catch. But I was told I had to make sure to get you on that particular play.
Well, first of all, that means a lot coming from Coach, and that play has some variation of some Berwick roots there. We actually named that after Coach Curry. So that play's called Curry, and we wanted to make sure that we got a portion of the yardage that we needed, put the ball in our playmakers' hands to be able to run after the catch and set us up with a opportunity to be able to convert that 4th down.
And as we look back on this game, I thought there was a key stretch there that overlapped from the end of the first half to the beginning of the second. But no surprise, Coach Cinti came out, wanted to run the ball, take time off the clock, keep your offense off the field. There was a stretch. They had 1st and goal near the end of the first half from the 10. You had called timeout, and there's still some discussion as far as who forced the fumble between Abreu and Minor, and then Kayvon Minor came up with the recovery. You go down, get the field goal right before halftime. The 4th down pass to Connor, and then Tyler did a great job getting you guys to the line and down the football. Then, as we mentioned, and we talked about during the broadcast, if you got a score, especially a touchdown to start that third quarter, get up 2 scores, that would have been big. You did that. Then Matthew Casadas gets an interception, and then his second touchdown pretty much sealed the game for you guys?
Complementary football. We've talked about it time and time again on this show, allowing all three phases to complement each other. First of all, hats off to Wilkes-Barre. Especially in that first half, they came out with a definitive game plan. They stuck to it. They wanted to keep the ball on the ground. They wanted to limit our possessions offensively in that first half. Our defense, we bent, but we didn't break. And what a tremendous job by our kids, by our players, to be able to understand the magnitude of the game. I mean, first of all, we talked about it before the game and throughout the week, and I asked our players to raise their hand if they had been able to win a playoff game for the Hazleton Area Cougars as a varsity football member, and nobody could raise their hand. Our goal was after the game to have everybody's hand raised. So there were some jitters early on as well, and like I said, Wilkes-Barre stuck to their game plan, but we were able to then create a turnover, complementary football, where our offense was able to take us down, be able to kick that field goal before the half, which gave us so much momentum there and so much energy going into the half. We knew that we'd be clean with our adjustments and be able to come out in the second half, and we were able to score. We talk about stealing a possession before the half, scoring afterwards. Defense creates a turnover, score again. So that sequence of events right there allowed us to be up 3 scores midway through the third quarter. So that was gigantic for us.
And we mentioned we got a lot of highlights, so let's get started. We'll start with Coach's favorite play, Team D.
We talked about our defense. What a tremendous job. The progression, the development of our defense continues to expand here. We see a host of Cougars there on the play.
Here we see a hard hit by Ryan Matthews.
We talk about our inside backers, Ryan Matthews, Kayvon Miner, how they just continue to get better and better as underclassmen here, and they're really taking over the inside of our defense.
Our guest from last week, Connor Kundrat, with a nice run.
He adds another, he's able to add another dynamic to our offense here, and we see that he has a tough run, and Tyler comes back here, and we talk about our other back now, Matthew Bookman, being able to do things not only in the backfield, but at slot receiver as well.
And here we talked about it last week. Couldn't find anything, so Tyler took off.
Great job, Tyler Wolf here. The discussion this past week was now it's time for Tyler to start using his legs more now that we're in the playoffs. And we see here when he doesn't see things downfield, he's able to use his legs for a first down.
Matthews and Miner combined on the tackle.
Great job here by Ryan Matthews, filling once again. Tremendous play there from his Mike Backer position.
And here Brady Mazenko and Sam Poro forced the quarterback out of bounds.
A lot of underclassmen here on our defensive line. We talk about Brady, who's continuing to get better as just a sophomore, and Sam Poro, who's playing more and more defensive snaps for us.
And here a key 4th down stop led by Matthew Casadas.
Great job by Matty here, being able to come up from a secondary force position. Does a tremendous job there on the edge, and you see a host of Cougars then with Kayvon, Sam Poro, and a couple others to be able to turn the ball over.
This play is listed as Matthews and Friends.
I love it. Once again, Ryan Matthews was all over the football field on Friday night. Double-digit tackles, multiple sacks. He truly led our defense.
Sam Poro here with a tackle for loss.
We continue to mention Sam's name. We also see there Juan Fabian, Ryan Matthews once again. Just truly believing and trusting in what they're being coached to do and being selfless.
And here's that fumble that we talked about.
Raymond Abreu, Kayvon Miner forcing the fumble. We have Kayvon then recovering it. Such a big play for our defense coming out of a timeout here, being able to give our offense the football back.
And what a great start to the drive. A big run here by Connor Kundrat.
Great job once again by Connor here on inside trap. Tremendous job by our guys up front. You see Big John there, John Valdez, see on the backside backer there to be able to allow Kundrat to get a first down.
And a big run once again by Tyler Wolf.
Excellent job again by Tyler, understanding when to deviate from the pocket. You see his eyes are still downfield even as he's looking to crease the ball north. Finishes the run there as well for a first down.
And here you get him out in the open field, Matthew Casadas on the reverse.
Excellent job here by Matty to understand positioning and placement on the field, being able to outrun that primary force defender, being able to keep the ball tucked through the tackle here for a first down.
And then it leads to a nice run here by Matthew Bookman.
Excellent job here. Once again, we talk about complementary football and being able to be dynamic offensively and be able to get the ball into so many playmakers' hands. Matt Bookman's certainly one of them.
Key fourth down play at the end of the half, you find Connor Shimani for the first.
We were able to, right before we called the timeout, to be able to see what coverage they were going to be in. We understood where we had to get to in order to get to the sticks and be able to allow Luke Russo to kick this field goal before half.
Booming field goal to give you a 3-0 lead at the half.
Absolutely, and Luke Russo, hats off to him first and foremost. A great snap, a great hold, a great job by our entire field goal unit there.
And the aforementioned play on 3rd and 25.
We have a sprint out here, 3rd and 25. We're able to get the ball to the edge and give ourselves a really nice 4th down play here that we felt confident we could convert.
Penalty made it 4th and 6, and Tyler Wolf finds Matthew Casadas for your first touchdown.
Excellent job here being able to get the ball out over the defender. We also had Connor Shimani running the post that was able to carry the corner to be able to give Matt Casadas some room to the edge there. Great play by Matt Casadas.
And we look at it again.
Here we talk about being able to get the ball up to our receivers here. When you have Connor Shimani, when you have Matthew Casadas, Matthew Bookman, Christian Price, Mitchell Masten, you're confident when the ball goes up in the air that we're going to make plays.
And here a nice bounce on the kickoff by Luke Russo set you up with good defensive field position.
Talk about Luke Russo being that X factor here, puts our defense in a great position now.
Team D again, Coach.
You have to love it. I mean, look at how many Scarlet jerseys are able to attack the football here. We talk about our pursuit angles and making plays.
And then Matthew Bookman with a nice tackle.
Yeah, our alley defender, you see here Matthew Bookman coming downhill immediately. Raymond Abreu, Connor Shimani, you see a lot of familiar faces there making plays consistently for us.
And then the big turnover. Great play by Abreu to force the pass, and Casadas with the interception.
Absolutely, to understand our assignment in terms of our rush lanes, our containment, and then you have Matt Casadas making a great play, being able to go down to the ground and make an interception.
Well-designed play here, finding Christian Price down the middle.
Christian Price, we talk about him. What a selfless player. Great things happen to Christian all the time because of his selflessness that he has on our football team.
And we'll look at this twice. Matthew Casadas with his second touchdown catch.
Well, we have a slot fade here. We knew that we were able to pull that corner inside as we did on the last touchdown as well, and we were able to get the ball to the opposite shoulder of Matt Casadas that he was able to pace away from the defender and make a big-time catch there. Great throw by Tyler Wolf and great protection by our guys up front.
We go back to special teams, and how about the punt coverage here by Mitchell Masten?
You have to love this. I mean, first of all, the punt by Luke Russo and the tremendous pursuit angle there and the coverage by Mitchell Masten to make plays where he makes plays all over the field for us.
Here you get a sack from Connor Kundrat.
Excellent job here by Kundrat. 3 weeks now, and he's made his presence felt each one of these 3 weeks. We talked about how he could be all over the field. There's another example.
5 or 6 red jerseys converge on the quarterback for this sack.
Absolutely. Once again here, we were able to get a bunch of Scarlet jerseys to the ball, being angry, relentless, pursuing the quarterback. Great job. Great coverage downfield as well.
And he ran the ball hard, especially in the second half. We're talking about Matthew Bookman.
You just love the way that we're able to start putting the football in his hands, especially when the game gets later and later. Our backs and our skill players just continue to get better as the game unfolds.
We see the second run here by Matthew. And next up, we see your final touchdown of the night. We'll get a look at it twice. And I don't think anything can compare to being a guest on Sports Talk, Coach, but I guess a playoff touchdown is okay for Connor Kundrat.
That would be a second, all right, for Connor Kundrat. Absolutely. Great job here, first of all, on the play fake by Tyler Wolf and Matthew Bookman being able to pull that outside backer. And then we have Kundrat who runs such a great route here on the wheel, being able to restack the defender, and Tyler delivers a timely ball for our last touchdown there to make it 24-3.
They tried the option. Jim Beltray did a great job of blowing it up.
This is where Jim Beltray truly excels, where he can play that rush hand position and be able to attack off the edge.
And here we see Beltray and Mazenko on our last play.
Great job by Jim Beltray, Brady Mazenko, Max Tacona really buying in and making plays time and time again for us.
And Coach, we talked about it last week, and I think it was evident again if you were able to see the game. Again, a total team effort. How many guys that we mentioned off your roster that contributed just in the highlight package, and I'm sure there's more that we didn't mention.
Absolutely. We talk about it all the time, the selflessness that we have, and priding ourselves on not being selfish and truly being a team. And that's what our program's about. It's so special when you can watch the tape that night after the game and be able to not pinpoint just one player, one position group. It's truly a three-phase performance consistently from us. And that was the big thing, early on in the year that we just continued to talk about and pride ourselves on, was consistency and execution. And each week making those weaknesses our strengths. And it was so important, and so important now in the playoffs, to truly have everybody buy in and all hands on deck here, so to speak. And everybody's done that in our program. I'm so proud of our coaches, our players, our community, everybody who's affiliated with our program, because you talk about some of the things that we've been able to accomplish thus far this season. It's really special, and it's not done without a collective buy-in from all involved. And I can't be more proud right now to be a Hazleton area Cougar, and we're excited to be able to go play a district championship this upcoming week.
And we want to get to our guests, but one last quick question. I noticed post-game you spoke to our Mike Sosa, you spoke to the newspaper reporters, spoke to your team, then you kept your seniors out there and you had a word with them. I'm not asking you specifically to tell us what you said to them, but just talk about that moment. I'm guessing it was to embrace their last, possibly their last game at Hormiguy Stadium.
You talk about this group of seniors and how special they are, and they mean a lot to our program. I mean, to bring a championship, back to our program for the first time in over 11 years. And one thing this whole off season, starting back in January, I've continuously asked for senior leadership. And you talk about the Christian Prices and the Raymond Abreu's and the Chris Saxes and Leo Kellys and Mitchell Mastens, and the list goes on and on and on. And the leadership they've been able to provide is truly incredible, and it's allowed for the continuous development and growth in our program. And it was a tall task to be able to follow up those tremendous seniors from last year, when you have the Kevin Moleskis and Kellen Warners and Jason Beavers, and that list goes on and on as well. So to stack up two senior classes that have been so productive, not only in on-field success, but off-the-field success and leadership and all those qualities that it takes to be successful, it's truly special. So for them to have a moment after that game last night and truly be able to soak it in and reflect on what we just did as a football team, it was really special, and it's a moment that I'll cherish for a long, long time.
All right, and we promised the guest, he's one of those seniors, number 2, Mitchell Masten. He's next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
2020, it was certainly challenging, but now there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that light is certainly bright.
Enjoy our world-renowned water parks, classic resorts, breathtaking views, fabulous food. 2021 has arrived. We are back better than ever. Let's enjoy it. Find your enjoyment waiting at PoconoMountains.com.
Sacco Chiropractic, East Broad Street in Hazleton, has the health care you've been waiting for. Whether it's a chronic issue or something new, Sacco Chiropractic has the most up-to-date techniques and therapies to help with any ailment. From his days of playing football with the Cougars and then in college, Dr. Scott Sacco has an elite understanding of sports injuries and how to correct them. Whether you are an athlete, a weekend warrior, or a grandmother, we can help with multiple issues. Call today to see why relief is super, man. 570-497-4150.
Tri-County has been keeping your office up to speed since 1969. Everything your office needs: office supplies, personal and custom business forms, business cards, office furniture, new and used office equipment, copy, print, and scan solutions with wide format capabilities. Leasing is also available, free off-street parking, and free local delivery. Tri-County Business Machines, 117 East Broad Street in Hazleton, 570-459-0754. Family owned and operated since 1969. Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783. Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner. I'm your host, Marty Burns. In the middle, we have head football coach Dennis Bookman, and to my far right, senior number 2, Mitchell Masten. And Mitchell, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me.
And Coach, we talked about the seniors. This young man, a senior on your team this year, what does he bring to this program?
So much. He's a dynamic player, first of all, and he can do so many things because he grasps not only the physical part of this football game, but also the mental part and what we're doing in our program. He's somebody, and we'll talk about the defensive side of things because he's done an excellent job all year. But first of all, offensively, it's so nice to have that piece that you can slide in multiple positions and know that not only is he going to excel there, he's going to be aligned and assigned correctly first and foremost, and then he's going to make everyone else around him better. We talk about that selflessness. He's certainly a selfless player. You go to the defensive side now. Early on in the year when we knew we wouldn't have Connor Kundrat for an extended period of time, I mean, the thought going into the season was Connor Kundrat and Mitchell Masten, outside backers, a great tandem there. And Mitchell Masten really had to take on that true leadership and production role early on in the season. He's only continued to get better. He's somebody who I consider right now, over the last 8-9 weeks that we've played this season, he's one of the top outside linebackers in our conference. We talk about, we see it every week. He has TFLs, solo tackles. He's setting the edge. He understands when he's a primary force player. He's able to cover. He's just able to do so many things that makes our team such a well-rounded football team. Not to mention then what he does in the third phase, and we saw it there where he's able to cover the punt. He's a special teams guy, so he does so many things for us. I'm so proud of Mitchell. He's one of those senior leaders that we talk about where he leads through productivity. I'm just so proud of him. I love this guy, and he's one of the big reasons why we're able to go on this run right now and set ourselves up for a potential district championship.
And Mitchell, Coach led us into the first question. Multiple positions, whether we're talking on the offensive side, the defensive side. Talk about your preparation before you get in the game, and a lot of it has to do with practice, but to know where you have to be in the right spots, whether you're talking a multiple position on offense or defense.
Just got to be locked in the entire time. We practice super hard during the week, practice as a team.
Being part of a team, we've talked about it so often. We talked about it at the end of the highlights of Friday night's game. So many guys contribute, and you've been one of those guys. We see you time and time again on the highlight package. I know you had the one game with the 2 interceptions. You've come up with big plays defensively. You've come up with big plays special teams, and you've helped out on offense. Is there one particular game or moment that stands out for you in your senior season?
Definitely the Scranton game, getting the 2 picks, definitely building confidence throughout that game. Started off a little slow, but got in and got my 2 picks, and I felt pretty good about myself.
And when we talk about those 2 picks from the Scranton game, was it something you saw with the quarterback, or you're just defending an area and you just took a piece away from what the quarterback was trying to accomplish?
Yeah, definitely. My job as an outside backer is to get to the flat and Brown's coverage is cover 3, and I wasn't doing that in the beginning of the game, and coaches were obviously letting me know that, and so I started doing my job, and it worked out for me.
It's really special too, because in some of our coverages we're not just a true spot drop team here, where we're reading keys, we're reading certain leverage of receivers, and we have to understand not only our placement where we need to be on the field, but where our buddies' placement and job is as well. And you just see the continued progression from Mitchell Masten throughout the year, and nothing was more evident in that Scranton game, where he had 2 interceptions and 2 big time plays there for our defense to be able to stop Scranton drives. So we talk about that continued progression, and that's just one of many examples for Mitchell Masten.
And one of the things that I've noticed in some of your defensive plays, Coach always says getting everybody to the ball. A lot of times the plays you make are going to the opposite side. You're always trailing from behind and making the play from behind. Just talk about getting to that ball carrier.
Oh yeah, the play isn't over until it's over, And if my teammates aren't there at the time, I'm gonna go after the ball no matter what.
And we'll talk about special teams. We saw it Friday night. Great punt coverage. Is it a matter of getting yourself down the field and then the punt returner will lead you to the football?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to do my job, do what I'm being taught by the coaches, Coach Perk, our special teams coach, and he's just doing my job.
Well, Mitchell, thank you so much for joining us. Great senior year. Still have a lot of work to do. Best of luck in the district championship on Friday.
Thank you very much.
And we'll talk about that district championship as they hit the road to take on Delaware Valley one more time. That's next.
Sports Talk is presented in cooperation with Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazleton.
Having a trusted local healthcare partner who knows you and keeps you well is vital. Lehigh Valley Health Network's Vital Choice program is a free wellness program for greater Hazleton area residents ages 60 plus who like having choices in healthcare. Vital Choice gives you access to your choice of doctors, your choice of healthcare services, and free and discounted fitness, wellness, and social benefits without limiting you to one insurance provider. Learn more at lvhn.org/vital choice or call 501-7444.
BLB Auto Sales, a division of Barbush Automotive. BLB has deals that can't be beat. They carry trucks, vans, SUVs, sedans, and sports cars, and all at the lowest prices. Barbush Automotive can handle all vehicle repairs since they do it all. Check out their specials: oil change and filter, just $19.95. Alignment, $49.95. Professional and good people. Call 570-454-7571.
Imagine how inconvenient your life would be without power. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you will have power when you need it most. Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted.
The Wire Guys, 1338 North Church Street, Hazel Township, 570-459-3345, and visit us at homewireguys.com.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Welcome back to Sports Talk. Coach, we got under 2 minutes left. We talked about last week how tough it is to beat a team twice, for you guys to beat Wilkes-Barre area. Well, the same thing's going to be said for your opponent Friday night. Delaware Valley has to beat you guys twice. Another long road trip to play them for a district title. Your thoughts heading into Friday night?
First of all, Delaware Valley, very well coached with Coach Olsemer, his staff. They're the class of District 2 6A. They've kind of, since we've gone to 6 classifications, been able to run the district, so to speak. And we're grateful for another opportunity to make the trip up to Milford. We know all 3 phases have to travel, and we're excited to be able to compete for another championship this year in our program.
Well, Coach, best of luck Friday night, hoping for a district championship that we could promote next week on the show.
Thank you so much. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
Perfect. Everybody well in line for Friday night. So now for Mitchell Masten, head coach Dennis Bookman, I'm Marty Burns. First, having to say happy anniversary to my wife Danielle, And then to also say join us next week for another edition of Sports Talk as we go over the Delaware Valley game, hopefully talk about a state playoff matchup, and so much more. Sports Talk brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network Hazleton, your orthopedic and sports medicine partner.